Welcome back to Your Average Investor, the channel that looks at my journey through investment, budgeting and finance. Now, it's been a fairly busy week for me, so there's not been any upload over the last 7 days, but normal service should be resumed in the coming weeks. In today's video, we're going to take a look back at my Trading 212 account, something that we've not done for over 2 weeks now, so it'll be interesting to see how it's developed. In addition to that, one company, I'm sure you know who, has been performing particularly well over the last week or so. So we can have a look at how that's affected the overall value of my portfolio and look at some of the reasons why it might have been performing particularly well recently and if we can expect that to continue in the next few weeks. As always, if you do enjoy videos like this, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like and comment on the video as well. And with that, let's hop into my Trading 212 platform and see how my investment portfolio has grown. Here we are back inside my Trading 212 account then. You'll be able to see that the overall value of my portfolio is now £801.37, with a total amount invested of £714.01. This sees my investments returning to me £87.33, giving me a rate of return of around 12.25%. At the end of my previous video, the total value of my portfolio was £617, which means that the value of my portfolio has increased by around £180 in just over 2 weeks. Equally, last time my total amount invested was £545, and that's now moved up to £714, and only £105 of this is from my own capital investments. The rest of this is made up from gaining free shares from people signing up using my referral link. Therefore, I've received around £65 of free cash just from people using my referral link, which is a really nice way to help build my investment portfolio, whilst also helping other people in their investing journey. If we scroll down to look at my individual investments, you'll be able to see that my investment in Amazon is now up around 23%, with it being up around 8% from the previous video. So it's seen quite a lot of growth over the last week, and by looking in a bit more detail, you'll really be able to see that. Over the last month, Amazon shares have increased by around 26%, which for a company of this size is an excellent rate of growth in such a short period of time. The main reason for this is because most people are now shopping online due to coronavirus and the fact that it's much easier than now going onto the high street. This will have seen Amazon perform particularly well throughout the COVID-19 outbreak, whereas other companies have performed poorly, and therefore the quarterly earnings of Amazon will probably be very strong. If we increase the time horizon to a year, you'll be able to see that Amazon stock has increased by 60% in value, netting its investors a $1,192 increase in value per share. If we go back to my overall portfolio, you'll be able to see that Apple has now returned to me around 18.5%, increasing from a little over 11% from the previous video. My investment in AstraZeneca, which I made in the last video, is just down by around 1%, and also I've invested in AT&T recently, which is down around 1%. The main reason for investing in these two companies is one, because AstraZeneca provide a large company in the pharma industry, which is a safe investment and also provides a healthy dividend, and AT&T mainly because of the dividend payment throughout the year. And this will see my investments return to me a nice income throughout the year. My investment in Boeing has decreased from 15% rate of return to 9% rate of return over the last few weeks, and BP, whilst I made another small investment, BP has fallen from positive 2% down to negative 4.5%. We've then got Coca-Cola, which remains steady at around a negative 2% rate of return for me. However, I have invested another £25 into this company and also received a dividend from Coca-Cola, which we'll see a little bit later. EasyJet's taken a bit of a hit over the last week, falling from around 25% rate of return for me down to around just over 5%. However, this morning, on Monday morning, it has opened up fairly strongly, so hopefully with people now travelling, Greece, Portugal and France open for holidays throughout this summer, hopefully we'll see that increase in value as those are the main destinations for EasyJet customers. Facebook again has stayed fairly steady for me. I've made another small investment, just about £2.50 because this is what I had left in my account, and I have made another speculative investment within Forum Merger 2. Now this is going to be a new company and it will perform a merger to become Tattooed Chef in the next few weeks. I've invested a little more in Johnson & Johnson, however it is seeing a rate of return of just under negative 1.5% at the moment. Lloyds Bank's still there and about, netting me a positive rate of return, and Nikola Corporations, whilst it's still fallen from its initial heights of around $90 per share, it's still seeing a rate of return for me of around 35%. Now this is nowhere near the 120% it did see for me at one point, however for the long term I do still consider this company a growth stock and see it netting me a positive rate of return for the long term. Royal Dutch Shell has had a particularly turbulent few weeks, and I did receive a free share in the Royal Dutch Shell group as well, However, it has fallen from 3% rate of return for me down to negative 4.5%. SSP Group still remaining strong. Starbucks down around 72 pence per share. And Tesla are the real big performers over the last 2 weeks. We'll look at them in a bit more detail in a moment. Finally, there's Walt Disney, which is still seeing a slightly negative rate of return. However, again, this is a dividend-paying company, and over the long term, this will grow. So that's a really quick breakdown of my portfolio. As I've said, Tesla have been the big performer over the last week or so. And at the moment, they're seeing a rate of return for me of 67.5%, which for a company of this much value is excellent. I have increased my investment in Tesla by 1/100th of a share. However, it has increased from a rate of return of 11% all the way up to the 67% that I said, seeing it return to me around £50 in capital growth. If we take a look at Tesla in a bit more detail, you'll be able to see that it really has exponentially grown in the last week or so. It's currently trading at $1,548 per share, making it the largest automotive company in the world. Now, while Tesla by no means sells the most cars in the world, it's the technology behind the company that makes it so strong and such a great investment at the moment. The innovation, development and forward thinking of the company really makes this strong in the current climate. If we have a look at Tesla over the last week, you'll be able to see that it's increased in value by 28%, moving from around $1,310 per share up to the $1,548 per share, which I discussed. This sees each share in Tesla increasing by around £240 per share, so you can really see how people who are heavily invested in Tesla could have got very rich over the last week. Now, if we have a look at my own personal investments, you'll be able to see that I got into Tesla at an average price of $913 per share. At this point, people were discussing Tesla as being overpriced and suggesting that there might be a fall coming for Tesla in the near future. And how wrong these people have been, with Tesla going from strength to strength over the last week or so. However, this does beg the question, are Tesla currently overvalued? And is there a crash coming for them in the near future? As I've said in previous videos, I'm a big believer of buy and hold and pound cost averaging, and I don't believe in trading out and taking your investment returns too quickly. However, in the case of Tesla, I have been considering cashing in on my investment so far to crystallise my return, and then buy in the future when Tesla fall in value. However, there is no guarantee that they will fall in value, and this steep incline could continue into the future. Tesla are on the verge of breaking into the S&P 500 index. If or when they do this, it would mean that they would have to be bought by lots of different fund managers, therefore potentially increasing the value of Tesla further. This is fairly new territory for me. As you probably know, I'm a buy and hold investor, so selling or considering selling my investments is something which is quite new to me. Therefore, I'm going to continue to stay up to date with current news as well as the share price of Tesla to make sure I make the best decision for me at the right time. I mentioned earlier that I'd received dividends from Coca-Cola, and here you can see them. I received 19 pence from my investment in Coca-Cola, which at that point in time was around £25. While this might not seem like a lot in the grand scheme of things, if I continue to make small gains from my dividends of the different companies, this will slowly build into a substantial amount, which I can then expect to receive quarterly, monthly and annually. Obviously, dividends at the moment are a little bit sporadic with everything that's been going on over the last 3 months. However, in the future, they will tend to be back towards their normal state. So, there we have it. A quick breakdown of my overall trading 2-on-2 portfolio today. Nothing too fancy, just having a nice look at where my investments are at. On finishing the video, my portfolio is valued at £802.21, seeing a rate of return of 12.35%. We'll just have a quick scroll through my investments again. Hopefully over the next few weeks I'll be making some new investments which I will record and then relay back to you, but I'm fairly happy with where my portfolio is at the moment, and as you know, as I've said, I will continue to pound cost average into each of these investments periodically over the next weeks and months. If we have a look at my allocation, then you'll be able to see that Tesla currently sits at 15.28%, and this is predominantly due to the rally that it's seen over the last few weeks. In second and third we've got Boeing, and then you can see the rest of my investments and their allocation listed below. I will also be adding some additional investments to my portfolio over the next few weeks, but I will be recording them and relaying back to you what I'm investing in and why I'm investing in them. So there we have it, my trading 2-on-2 portfolio. As we saw, Tesla have been the major player and mover within my portfolio over the last week or so. However, I've also had dividend income, and there's also been a number of other investments which have developed as well and grown in value. Over the coming weeks, I'm going to be looking at investing in Alphabet, and Microsoft as well, because Microsoft give you a really nice dividend, and this will continue to help my portfolio grow over time. And obviously Microsoft are a company that everybody uses worldwide. So it's a company for the long term and something that I can see holding its value and hopefully increasing in value over that time, whilst also providing me with a nice dividend income. While there's still lots of speculation about Tesla, there's one thing that can't be argued, and that's that it's giving its investors an excellent rate of return with terms of growth at the moment. Something which may continue or may not continue. However, as always, and as I always say, I'm going to hold on to this company and continue to pound cost average into it, because I can see the technology and the company continuing to grow over the medium to long term. While it might be a good idea to sell out of my investment in Tesla now, crystallise my return and then buy back in at a lower value, who's to say that the price will ever fall? And with the news that the S&P 500 could be including Tesla in the next few months, this will see lots of investment providers and funds have to buy Tesla shares and Tesla stock, which will therefore increase the value again. And while this might already be priced into the market, it will probably still see Tesla's price increase. And therefore, I still think Tesla can increase in value more before it decreases. If you're invested in Tesla, let me know in the comments below and let me know what your average price is, so we can see where people got in Tesla and how much growth they've actually seen over time. As always, I really hope you've enjoyed this video and found it useful. If you do like seeing my portfolio develop, please drop a like and comment below, and consider subscribing to the channel to see all of my future Vanguard and Trading 212 portfolio updates. If you haven't used Trading 212 yet, why don't you consider signing up using my referral link below. By signing up and investing just £1, you get a free share valued up to £100, and so do I. So it helps both of our investments grow. And finally, if you haven't heard of match betting, please check out one of the videos on my channel to help you make extra money every single month. I'm currently doing a challenge to try and make £1,000 through match betting during the month of July. At the moment I'm on track to, and we'll catch up on that in a future video. But if you want to know more information about it, check the video up above or down in the description and see if you can start to make tax-free and risk-free money every single month. And with that said, I'll catch you guys in the next one.